I know what you were thinking. Here comes another basic should you play X MMO in 2023 video. But you see, it's definitely interesting to me that the MMO genre is saturated with these types of videos every single year, but you don't really see these as much when it comes to other genres. The reason being, I think, is when you are the player and you are deciding to play an MMO, you want to know if the MMO you're about to play is actually worth your time investment. MMOs are not a light time investment by no means, and any veteran of MMOs will tell you that they hate getting their time wasted or taken advantage of by a developer when they have sank 1,000 hours into their game. So yes, this may be another should you play X video, but in this video series, I genuinely want to break down trends and other aspects of the MMOs that I played in 2022 and give you my honest opinion on if it's worth playing and putting your time into that game for 2023. I don't want you to waste your time playing something that really isn't looking like it's trending up, because let's all face it, if you are a lover of MMOs, you want to play a game when it's thriving and you want to be there when the community is really driving the game. The community is one of the most important aspects of the MMO genre. So I want to dive into if New World is worth playing and if you should play it in 2023. Thank you again to my patrons and members. I do appreciate all the support. You guys and gals do really help me out. If you want to become a member, definitely check out the link below. You get your name in the video, you get access to our Discord, you get badges and emotes and much more, but check that out in the description. Starting off, New World is basically a little over a year old when this video has been released, and it had a fall from grace, to say the least. It was killing the MMO game genre in the first 2 weeks or the first month of launch, and then after that, all hell broke loose. Gold duplication started happening, people were able to post really large pictures of like sausages in the chat window, and exploits were all over the place. I remember watching Josh Strive Hayes' coverage of this and thinking, my goodness, could this game come back from this and could it get even any worse? The funny thing is, I no-lifed this game for like the first 2 weeks and I loved it, but I hit a huge wall just like everyone else did when you got to around level 40 and basically stopped playing the game after that when the exploits and such started snowballing. I surely lost hope in this game, but I realized that ESO had a very terrible launch as well, and I knew that if they stuck with it, New World could have potential. Then in 2022, New World had a resurgence, although for me, I still didn't like it earlier this year. I made a video around March, I believe, kind of bashing the game because I spent like 45 minutes in game and was immediately bored, frustrated, and had no one to play with. The world felt dead, and honestly, the video got a lot of dislikes because a lot of the New World Andes were after me, but I was trying to give an honest assessment of where I thought the game was. Fast forward to the beginning of this year of fall, late summer, and I tried the game again during the medley event, and I absolutely loved it. I think having all of the players that came back into the game really helped me feel at home, and it made the game feel alive to me again. I especially love the music lines and some of the quality of life updates they brought to the game. It got me excited to jump back into the world. They really helped the crafting system not seem as grindy, and I really love the idea of the mutations or the mutator system for dungeon. It really brings a cool aspect to replayability, and this is something I would love to see like ESO implement, honestly. But as we look back from 2022, New World added the following. They added Tempest's Heart Expedition, the Blunderbuss, 3v3 PvP arenas, a PvP reward tract, Barnacles and Black Powder Expedition, Expedition Group Finder, and then this fall they had implemented and updated the game for their very first full expansion. This brought a new weapon, the Greatsword, and the Brimstone Sands territory. And by the way, this expansion was the Brimstone Sands. But they also added the Ennead expedition, leaderboards, and much more. They also did fresh start servers and completely revamped the new player level experience. I honestly haven't had time to jump into the Brimstone Sands expansion yet, but it's on my list to do. I just haven't had the time to do it. But the reason I look back at this year is because it really sheds a lot of light on where New World is trending. The game has only been out for a little over a year, and it had an abysmal beginning. But what MMO doesn't have an abysmal beginning, in my opinion? But this team really didn't give up on the game. I think that is a positive trend going into 2023. It shows the player that the dev team is focused on really making this game better every year. Other trends that I like seeing is they are implementing quality of life updates. They see things like the ability to open your inventory when you're running is a plus. They understand that there needs to be more fast travel points. They understand that the tuning orb situation with dungeons, when you had to craft one wanted to go into a dungeon was really grindy and awful, and the list goes on. That shows me that the devs really understand their game, and they understand that, okay, we've created a system that is not fun for players and we want to update it to make it better. So that is definitely a positive trend. The devs understand that they have an interesting and unique base to build this game upon. New World has some of the most exciting and fulfilling combat. Now, it can be extremely frustrating sometimes. I will be honest about that. Oh my, dude, I am gonna throw my mouse through my computer screen right now. But it is satisfying. It has the best audio design, in my opinion, in any MMO, barring maybe Lost Ark. It has a very unique crafting system and gathering system that is so addictive. It also has great social aspects, with towns being full of people playing music and working together on tasks. This is a great base that a game that has a dedicated team can go a long way, in my opinion. Along with this, New World has a great monetization structure that people seem to really enjoy. The game is $40 and doesn't require a sub to play. It has a cash shop with cosmetics, however, they don't even charge for the expansion they just released. That's right, if you own New World, you can just download Brimstone Sands expansion for free. Now, will this last forever? It depends, but it seems like this monetization structure is working for them, and to be honest, that is a massive reason why I think you should try and play the game in 2023. It has a super low entry point money-wise. But talking about 2023, what do you have to look forward to? And well, there's a lot of speculation, and there have been reports of New World adding transmogs, raids, mounts, daggers, and more next year, or just in general in the future. And I highly recommend checking out this guy's YouTube video. His name is Graphic, and he outlines kind of the round table that the devs had. I really enjoyed the video. Definitely check it out. It will be in the description. But basically, what he is saying and what other people are saying from my community is it's really not confirmed what or when this stuff will come out, but a lot of people speculate that some of it will most likely come in 2023. Those most likely suspects of that would be raids, would be coming out, in daggers as a new weapon, and some sort of like solo content or solo expeditions or dungeons. Mounts are being worked on, but they will take more time, and that's something that Graphic says, and I agree. I think they definitely want to get that right. I also heard that transmogs were coming from some community members that I talked to in my chat on my streams, that they heard from the roundtable as well. To me though, the fact that the devs are talking about this is exciting. Whether these things come out next year or they come out in a year and a half, it at least draws excitement and shows the fan base that there are things to potentially look forward to. I like when devs are very communicative about what they are trying to do in the future. Some companies keep things so hush-hush, and there's never really idea or roadmap of what the plan is or what's going on or what goals behind an update. The New World devs do seem very open and at least sharing what they are working on. Obviously, they're not going to give an exact date, because if they promise a date and then there's a delay, that will upset a lot of people. But I, for one, am really excited about New World in 2023. If you told me in December of 2021 that New World would look like it does today at the end of 2022, I would think that you were trying to troll me. The devs have seriously worked really hard on turning the game around, and honestly, maybe this is just another case study for future devs to look at and say, hey, we really need to take our time and release a complete product. Although I know a lot of the pressure definitely comes from up top in the corporate side of things, because I know a lot of devs really do care about the games that they create, and they don't necessarily have a lot of say on some of those really high end or higher than their pay grade decisions. But I really hope gaming companies use this as another example of why it's good to get things right the first time. It's always right to do things right the first time. I've learned this in my life very, very explicitly, and I'm telling you, taking shortcuts does not pay off. And it's kind of interesting that we keep seeing these case studies pop up every couple of years or so. We had ESO have a very similar release arc, then No Man's Sky had a very similar release arc, and now New World. Both or all of these games have basically been revived. I mean, they were dead and then they were revived. So I really would love to see the gaming industry take these and really try to minimize these type of situations. I'm really happy that these games are thriving now in some ways, but it seems like it happens every couple of years. But for my recommendation on if you should play New World in 2023, I really think you should give it a shot. The core aspects that the game sits on being the positive trends that the devs have set in place, the improvements we have already seen in year one, the very friendly monetization structure, and the exciting potential of new updates next year and beyond, I think really bode well for the health of the game. So I give it my bra stamp of approval. As much as that's worth to you guys, I genuinely think that you should try the game in 2023. Give it a go, and if you do come by in the game, definitely check out our Discord because we have some people in there that do play. We have a company that we have created on the Valhalla server, which is NA East, I believe, and I would love to run some content with you all. And if you do like these MMO videos or like this MMO content, make sure to like and subscribe, heavy attack that bell icon because it does help us out, and leave a comment below letting me know what you think of the game for 2023 because I'd love to see your feedback. But until next time, y'all, just remember to have faith, be great, and check out all these videos above me. Later.